Welcome to the Tough Decisions Network. This is your tip of the day. Be sure to visit toughdecisions.net to sign up for our free weekly entrepreneur email, where we send you news about the latest technology for your business, inspiring quotes, and the latest entrepreneur books. That's toughdecisions.net. Before we get started, let's hear from one of our sponsors. Have you ever thought about investing in real estate, but find yourself so busy that you don't have time for it? Do you have FOMO, which is the fear of missing out? At HanfordCapital.com, we help investors with passive real estate investments that project better returns than traditional investment vehicles such as the stock market. If you'd like to find out more about our passive real estate investments, visit HanfordCapital.com. That's HANDFORD capital.com. We will jump on a call with you to discuss your investment goals and to see if our investments are a good fit for you. This advertisement is not to be construed as an offer or recommendation to buy or sell a security. Visit HanfordCapital.com. With us today is Cliff Oxford with the Oxford Center for Entrepreneurs, which is an Advantage Media Forbes Books company. Welcome to the podcast, Cliff.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we are talking about tactic 8 of 16. And I want you to make sure that you subscribe to our podcast to get any of these future tactics as we're going through them, but also be sure to go back and listen to other tactics as we release them on our Tough Decisions Network daily tips. Today, Cliff, I want you to dive a little bit deeper on how to be able to explain the past, but also sell the future in negotiating.
Well, this comes to when there's a lot of numbers, and finance people tend to focus on, if you're selling a business or whatever, they focus on EBITDA, they focus on numbers, and they look at numbers, say, show me your numbers for the future. And what we do and what we suggest is, what you want to do is use the numbers to explain the past, including bad numbers. Hey, this is where we made a major investment in systems. That's why our numbers went down. Or I got one right now. We were selling women's clothing and it didn't work, and that's why the profits went down. But don't get into numbers on the future. Don't let those past numbers be the basis of what you're going to get in the future. You got to sell the future in that now that we're refocused just on men's clothing, this is how our profitability will improve. And in fact, we can go into another category of men's clothing. We found out we got great, brand connectivity there. So you want to use numbers to explain the past, but don't use those past numbers, perhaps where things went down, to sell your future.
How do you balance that with the pro formas where you're trying to sell the future on something and people not wanting to pay for future value?
Well, we're not real big on pro formas unless somebody's just really blowing out the numbers. I mean, if you're really blowing out the numbers, you could say, look, you can use projections that way. But a lot of times when you're particularly on the sales side of anything, there can be bumps in the road. It's not all been rosy. So what we want to do is sell the future based on capabilities, not on past numbers.
So basically what you're trying to do there is not necessarily coming up with projections that are larger or greater than what they currently are, as far as for example, when you're trying to sell a business or something, or trying to buy a piece of real estate, but trying to basically say, this is the track record in the past. And yes, there was a hiccup here and here's why. So you explain the past, but you're also saying, but since then, and we've corrected that, this is what we've done. This is what the future is going to continue to hold like.
Yeah, I'll give you a great example. We were selling a health food bar company, and it had been up and down. But in what we call our library, we had 5 bars already approved to go to market. So what we concentrated on is, look, we already got 5 bars in the vault that we can put on the shelves of Walmart and Target and Whole Foods. And that we sold the future based on, quite frankly, our library The numbers are the numbers. And it doesn't work to the entrepreneur's advantage 90% of the time just to focus on numbers as to explain the past and to sell the future.
That's a great example. I like that story because you're basically saying that, there are other products that we're getting ready to release. We've already released, say, 10 of them or 20 of them. We got 8 more, and these are how they're going to project.
Exactly.
If you don't buy this, somebody else is, because this is going to continue to grow.
That point is mainly for the seller side.
Thank you for listening to today's Daily Tip. Please subscribe to the Oxford Center's morning email report to stay current with high-level entrepreneur news by visiting oxfordcenter.com.
Thank you for listening to the Tough Decisions Network. Be sure to visit toughdecisions.net to gain access to show notes for this episode and to join our free weekly entrepreneur email where we will send you news about the latest technology for your business, inspiring quotes, and the latest books for entrepreneurs. That's toughdecisions.net.